I call this meeting of the Northeast Independent School District to order. Let the record show that a quorum of board members is present, that this meeting has been duly called, and that notice of this meeting has been posted in accordance with the Texas Open Meetings Act, Texas Government Code, Chapter 551. The board will now adjourn into executive session pursuant to the following sections of the Texas Open Meetings Act. Texas Government Code Section 551.071, private consultation with the board's attorney. 551.072, discussing purchase, exchange, lease, or value of real property. And 551.074, to discuss personnel or to hear complaints against personnel. The time is 5:32. Thank you. The board will now reconvene into open session. The time is 6:39. Welcome, everyone. On behalf of the trustees, I would like to welcome you to this evening's meeting of the Northeast Independent School District. This is a business meeting of the board held in public. We appreciate your attendance and request your respectful attention. We welcome your comments during matters from the floor section of the agenda. If you signed up to address a specific action agenda item, you will be called at that time. Finally, I would like to remind you that it is the mission of Northeast to challenge and encourage each student to achieve and demonstrate academic excellence, technical skills, and responsible citizenship. Next item, Mrs. Grona.
Number 5, Invocation and Pledge of Allegiance. Castle Hills Elementary, Ms. Betsy Asham.
Is it working? There
Yes,
it
it
is.
is.
Good evening, Madam President, board members, Dr. Gotardi, executive staff, and guests. It is a pleasure to represent Castle Hills this evening, but it's even a greater privilege to introduce two Castle Hills families with me tonight. So please stand. We have Dwight and Mindy Yudemeyer and their beautiful daughter, Lorelei. Lorelei is a 5th grade student and has been at Castle Hills. They have 4 students at Castle Hills, all the way down to kindergarten. Mr. Yudemeyer is a watchdog, and Lorelei has been in many school plays. She's been in our talent shows, she's in the choir, and she is a patrol. And she's going to be giving the invocation, as well as we have Jake Shimon and his parents, Tracy and Greg Shimon, and Greg Shimon is the head lead watchdog at Castle Hills. Jake also has been in numerous school plays, as well as the talent show, and in the choir, and also a patrol. And also their lovely daughter Emma is here, who graduated from Castle Hills. And I just received this email just the other day that I have to share about Jake. And the parent wrote me and said, when Jake opened our car door, I told him it was Ella's first day and asked if he could help her. He said, would you like me to take her to class? I enthusiastically said, yes, please. Then he escorted her out of the car and said, have a nice day, ma'am. I felt so safe and secure knowing that Ella was taken care of, and it just absolutely made my day to meet Jake with his kind heart and wonderful manners.
Beautiful.
So Lorelei and Jake, would you please come forward?
You Can Be Whatever You Want to Be by Donna Levine. There is inside you all of the potential to be whatever you want to be. All of the energy to do whatever you want to do. Imagine yourself as you would like to be doing what you wanted to do. And each day take one step towards your dreams. And though sometimes it may seem too difficult to continue, hold on to your dream. One morning, you'll awake to find that you are the person you dreamed of, doing what you wanted to do, simply because you had the courage to believe in your potential and to hold on to your dream. you please stand? I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Honor the Texas flag. I pledge allegiance to thee, Texas, one state, under God, one and indivisible. You may now be seated.
And students, we have some certificates for you. Mrs. Wolf will be happy to present them, and you all are just so precious. Thank you for being here. And to the families and the fathers in particular, thank you for being so involved in our school district and being watchdogs at our campuses. We really appreciate it. Yes, 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 yes. Together for a picture? Jake, can you come and tell us about your Boy Scout troop and what badge you're working on? Would you come to the microphone?
My name is Jake Simone. I am in Troop 537. In this troop, we do camping, hiking, anything you can imagine.
And what badge are you working on, Jake?
I am working on my community badge, belt loop, and pin.
Wonderful. Well, thank you for being here, and you are a very impressive young man. And where is your sister going to school next year now that she's a graduate? Jackson Middle School. Good for you. Well, we're excited to have you at our middle school. I'm sure you'll do very well. And you're just precious also in your white dress. Thank you for being here. Next item. Oh, sure. Dr. Gotardi?
While we're introducing young students to the audience, it's my privilege this evening. Jake has already been introduced, but also have a couple of other young men in the audience that are representing their particular Boy Scouts group. So we have with us this evening Corey Clemens, who's a 9th grader at Johnson High School, and Tanner Clemens, who's a 6th grader at Tex Hill, representing Troop 58, working on their communications merit badge. And they're also neighbors of mine. Good to see you guys. Thank you for being here.
And we're glad you're at our schools as well.
We'll have some seats shortly.
Yes. Thank you, Dr. Gotardi. Next item.
Item 6, recognitions. TSA National Competition, Washington, D.C., ETA, and Roosevelt High School Student Recognition. Ms. Hawkins.
Thank you. Board members, President Brezhnehan and Dr. Gotardi, I'd like to ask Johnny Vahalik to come to the podium and start this presentation.
Greetings. It's my great honor today to introduce the Engineering Technology Academy directors, teachers, and students. The Engineering and Technology Academy, or ETA at Roosevelt, is another great example of the great programs we have here at Northeast ISD. ETA was started back in 2003, and this is its 11th year as a program in our district. It has served thousands of students in the last decade as a magnet program and as an elective program at Roosevelt High School. There are several reasons for the success of this program. The support of parents, booster clubs, business, and industry have been a huge part of its success. In addition, we have also had excellent support from the school board, Dr. Gotardi, and executive staff, and that's been truly appreciated. In addition to the program's current success, can be connected or linked to our current leadership, the principal, Melvin Eckhart, And the teachers, which out of the 5, there are 2 here, Mr. Beck and Mrs. Gentry, if you'd please stand. And so these are some of the hardest working teachers in support of these programs. And then last but not least, Mr. Sturgis, Bill Sturgis. For those who do not know Bill, he has been around for a long time. Matter of fact, he's been around longer than most of our buildings. So he has dedicated 45 years to Northeast ISD. And he lives and breathes his program and his students and his teachers. He supports them 100%. And he's here today to present and recognize the students that went to nationals in Washington, D.C. this summer. And he's one of the programs, and in addition, he'd like to recognize one of the business and industry partners that we have that has supported these students on their trip. I'm going to now hand the mic over to Bill Sturgis.
Thank you, Mr. Vahelig.
Thank you, Madam President, Board,
Yes.
Dr. Gotardi, Executive Staff. I wanted to first start by one of our biggest supporters is our neighbor, Rackspace. Mr. Sherrill is representing Rackspace this evening. He's also a previous Northeast teacher that Rackspace stole from us. So it's nice to have him here to continue to support us. I want to start by asking the students that are here tonight to represent the national competition that is held in Washington, D.C. Guys, will y'all come on up here to the front? Naturally, with college starting and some of our seniors already off, I think we only have one of our seniors here this evening.
Yeah.
That she went to nationals, but she didn't place. Allison, would you stand?
Mr. White.
Allison Bain will be attending Texas A&M University, which we're proud of because we're also, ETA is a E12 school for A&M for the engineering program. So they do a lot of sponsoring for us as well. As I call your name, if you would step forward so that the guests can note who you are.
And Mr. Sturgis, we've asked Mr. White to hand out certificates to our students.
Okay. Ashlyn Bain. Anthony Basile. Edmundo Colorado. Jason Conklin. I'll let you catch up, Mr. White. Next is Jason Conklin. Jacob Davis. David Grant. Alex Lee. Adeniji Oguluna. Christian Cifuentes. And Brian Welch. As I mentioned before, Rackspace has been a big supporter of ETA since they first came on board. And some other things that they did besides this year, our students actually applied for a grant with Rackspace and they were honored to get that grant. But throughout the year, Rackspace has supported us with Cyber Patriots. Some of you may know that that's a security extracurricular activity that's done over at Rackspace, and they also compete in nationwide events. They also support us with our robotics program. Several years ago, a group had asked me, why don't we participate in a robotic program called FRC? And I explained to them the reason we don't is because of the money. Just to register to play in that competition costs $5,000 in registration. That's before you even start building the robot. Rackspace has graciously sponsored us for the last 3 years.
Wow.
Now for why we're here. The Technology Student Association, which is a national organization, attended the national conference which was held in Washington, D.C. this past June. There was over 6,500 students competing from not just the United States, but from Germany, Turkey, and as I found out later, also Puerto Rico, that are competing against these, that are involved with these 6,500 students. There was over 182 schools represented that competed. From that, these students that you see here before you ranked 8th in the nation. Oh, I'm sorry, I forgot one. One of our first place winners. Tron. Sorry about that, To compete at the national level, students have to first attend a regional competition which is held here in San Antonio. It's what we call Region 20. And then those that can place, and there's different areas, different competitions, depending on where they place, it makes them eligible for the state competition. From there, they go on to the state competition, which is held in Waco, Texas every year because it's centrally located. And from that, those that qualify are eligible to go on to the national level. I would also like to say that this year we had over 40 students that qualified to go to the nationals. But because of expenses and just the sheer numbers, that was an impossibility. So we had to very carefully choose the students that we knew that would put out their best effort and that were not seniors, so that they all have an opportunity. They will have opportunities this year or next year. Of these students, we placed top 10. When you place top 10, you have to understand that some of these events, there's over 900 students competing in one event. So to place in the top 10, that's quite an honor. We placed in the top 10 in CNC production. Now, I'm not going to go into a lot of details because we use acronyms that I guess the Engineering Society likes to use rather than words. But CNC production, we were top 10. Digital video production, we were first place. Manufacturing prototype, we were 8th place. Open source software development, we were 4th, no, that was 8th place, I'm sorry. 4th place in SciViz. The students also compete in the engineering design, structural engineering, future teacher, technology teacher, on-demand video, photography technology, promotional graphics, structural engineering, technology bowl, technical sketching and applications, and technology problem solving, along with webmastering. While attending the competition, something else that we decided to do that I think was very significant, and hopefully we'll see this on the Northeast webpage, is that 4 of our students, 2 of them being TSA students, 2 of them also being part of the junior ROTC program, we presented a wreath in the honor of Roosevelt High School at the Tomb of the Unknown Soldier. As a community service activity throughout the year, TSA's biggest community service project is the American Cancer Society. They have different levels of contribution. In order to reach the top level of contribution, they have to donate over $2,000, and they did that for the last 2 years. And as Mr. Vahalik said, without my staff, it's an impossible task. These teachers work above and beyond, these students work above and beyond the normal classroom day. The students you see before you and many others, they actually attend school through the end of June. They're up at our school every day working and getting prepared for this type of competition. So I applaud them. Thank y'all.
Mr. Sturgis, thank you very much for what you do and for what your staff does.
Thank you.
And we couldn't do it without you, so we're very appreciative. Mr. Eckert, that goes for you as well. Students, congratulations. Congratulations to all of you. Yeah, and this is probably a good time. You're free to go, you're free to stay. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you, Crystal. Should we keep going? No, you say 6, you A, B, and then I go, here we go. Isn't that funny? You don't forget. You don't remember unless you do it. Okay, we're going to continue as everyone's exiting. Next item, Mrs. Scrona.
6B, other.
And there is no other. How about 6A?
That's what we just did.
No.
I did that.
Oh, sorry. Okay, keep going. Next item.
7, matters from executive
we
session.
go.
A, personnel including but not limited to administrative appointments pursuant to Government Code Section 551.074.
Thank you,
No-
Mrs. Scrona. Go ahead.
Number 1, possible action regarding routine personnel including but not limited to administrative appointments. Mrs. Newman.
Well, do I have a motion?
I move that we approve personnel as presented.
Do I have a second?
Second.
Thank you, Mrs. Perkins. Mr. White, there can be no discussion. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? The ayes have it, and the motion carries. Next item.
7.2, introductions. Dr. Gotardi.
You know, Madam President, board members, if we may, can you please do B and C, and we'll
Sure.
come back to introduction?
Sure.
Because they're still filing in.
Absolutely. Okay.
7B, possible action on the purchase, exchange, lease, or value of real property pursuant to Government Code Section 551.072.
And we have no action.
7C, possible action regarding consultation with board's attorney pursuant to Government Code Section 551.071. Item 1, possible impending litigation.
And we have no action there as well. So we can go back and wait for everyone to file in.
Ready,
Okay.
I hope. Okay, Madam President, board members, ladies and gentlemen, it is my honor this evening to introduce quite a few administrators new to the school district. We are incredibly proud and honored with the group of administrators that we hired this summer. I would ask that when I call your name, please stand, be recognized, and please continue to be standing while I read your bio. So, Principal of Stone Oak Elementary School, Miss Elizabeth Krimble. Elizabeth? Elizabeth joined the Northeast family in 2007. Prior to being named principal of Stone Oak Elementary, she served as assistant principal at Bush Middle School. Ms. Krimble received her Bachelor of Science degree in elementary education from St. Cloud State University in 1989. She also earned her Master of Education degree in elementary education from the University of Missouri at St. Louis in 1994. Ms. Krimble received another Master of Education degree in administration from Lamar University in 2009. Ms. Krimble has a total of 14 years in education. Congratulations. We have a new principal of East Terrell Hills Elementary School, Christine Salingua. There she is, Christine. Christine joined the Northeast family in 2012 as principal of Harmony Hills Elementary School. Ms. Salingua received her Bachelor of Science degree in education in 1982 and earned her Master of Education degree in 1989, both from Southwest Texas State University. Ms. Salingua has a total of 32 years in education. Congratulations. A new principal of Harmony Hills Elementary School, Dr. Ivana Gonzalez. Dr. Gonzalez joined the Northeast family in 2005. Prior to being named principal of Harmony Hills Elementary School, Dr. Gonzalez served as principal of Montgomery Elementary School. Dr. Gonzalez received her Bachelor of Science degree in Education from Baylor University in 1986. She also earned her Master of Arts degree in Educational Leadership in 1992 and her Doctor of Education degree in Educational Leadership in 2006, both from the University of Texas at San Antonio. Dr. Gonzalez has a total of 28 years in education. Congratulations, Ivana. 11 more pages to go. We have a new principal, Montgomery Elementary School, Miss Elizabeth Beth Fisher. Beth joined the Northeast family in 2007. Prior to being named principal of Montgomery, she was principal of Wilshire Elementary School. Ms. Fisher received her Bachelor of Science degree in Mathematics from the University of Texas at San Antonio in 1999. She also earned her Master of Education degree from Schreiner University in 2004. Ms. Fisher has a total of 15 years in education. Congratulations, Beth. New principal of Almas Elementary School, Ms. Gayla Booth. Gayla is joining the Northeast family as principal of Almas Elementary School. Prior to joining Northeast, she was principal of Carroll Bell Elementary School in the Harlandale Independent School District. Ms. Booth received her Bachelor of Psychology degree from Park University in Missouri in 1996. She also received her Master of Science degree in Educational Administration from Texas A&M University at Kingsville in 2004. Ms. Booth has a total of 19 years in education. Congratulations, Gayla. New principal of Wilshire Elementary School, Ms. Stacy Deming Garcia. Stacy joined the Northeast family in 1994. Prior to being named principal of Wilshire, she was principal of Almas Elementary School. Ms. Garcia received her Bachelor of Science degree in Applied Learning and Development from the University of Texas at Austin in 1994. She also earned her Master of Education degree in School Administration from Trinity University in 2000. Ms. Garcia has a total of 20 years in education. Congratulations, Stacy. We have a new principal of El Dorado Elementary School, Mr. Christopher Specia. There he is in the back, already standing. Chris joined the Northeast family in 2006. Prior to being named principal at El Dorado, he was an assistant principal at Stahl Elementary School. Mr. Specia received his Bachelor of Business Administration from the University of Texas at Austin in 2001. He also received his Master of Education degree in School Administration from Trinity University in 2010. Mr. Specia has a total of 8 years in education. Congratulations, Chris. We have some new high school assistant principals. New assistant principal at the Alternative High School, Ms. Laura Lugo. Laura joined the Northeast family in 2005 as assistant principal at Lee High School. Ms. Lugo received her Bachelor of Science in Elementary Education degree in 1989 and earned her Master's of Educational Administration in 2000, both from the University of Texas at Brownsville. Ms. Lugo has a total of 25 years in education. Congratulations, Laura. A new assistant principal at Churchill High School, Lucas DeVries. There's Lucas. Lucas joined the Northeast family in 2007. Prior to being named assistant principal at Churchill High School, he was an assistant principal at Jackson Middle School. Mr. DeVries received his Bachelor of Arts degree in Mathematics from the University of Iowa at Iowa City in 2007. He also earned his Master of Arts degree in Educational Leadership from the University of Texas at San Antonio in 2012. Mr. DeVries has a total of 7 years in education. Congratulations, Lucas. A new assistant principal at Johnson High School, Mr. David Bordelon. There's David. David joined the Northeast family in 1987. Prior to being named assistant principal at Johnson High School, he was an assistant principal at Alternative High School. Mr. Bordelon received his Bachelor of Arts degree in Environmental Science from Trinity University in 1981. He also earned his Master of Arts degree in biology from the University of the Incarnate Word in 1994, and later earned his Master of Arts degree in school administration from Trinity University in 2005. Mr. Bordelon has a total of 27 years in education. Congratulations, David. A new assistant principal at MacArthur High School, Ms. Kelly Skoke. Kelly joined the Northeast family in 1998. Prior to being named assistant principal at MacArthur, she was an assistant principal at Lopez Middle School. Ms. Skoke received her Bachelor of Science degree in education from Southwest Texas State University in 1997. She also earned her Master of Education degree in administration from Concordia University in 2010. Ms. Skoke has a total of 17 years in education. Congratulations, Kelly. A new assistant principal at Reagan High School, Ms. Brenda Cerrone. Brenda joined the Northeast family in 1996. Prior to being named assistant principal at Reagan High School, she was an assistant principal at Tejeda Middle School. Ms. Cerrone received her Bachelor of Arts degree in interdisciplinary studies from the University of Texas at San Antonio in 1993. She also earned her Master of Education degree in educational leadership and policy studies from UTSA in 2012. Ms. Cerrone has a total of 20 years in education. Congratulations, Brenda. A new assistant principal at Roosevelt High School, Mr. Joseph Olivari. Joseph joined the Northeast family as assistant principal at Roosevelt High School, is joining the Northeast family as assistant principal at Roosevelt High School. Prior to his appointment to this position, he was principal at McNair Middle School in the Southwest Independent School District. Mr. Olivari received his Bachelor of Science degree in kinesiology from the University of Texas at San Antonio in 1995. He also earned his Master of Science degree in educational administration from Texas A&M University at Kingsville in 2002. Mr. Olivari has a total of 19 years in education. Congratulations, Joseph, and welcome. We have a new assistant principal at Bush Middle School, Candace Pearson. There's Candace. Candace joined the Northeast family in 2006. Prior to being named assistant principal at Bush, she was an assistant athletic coordinator at Madison High School. Ms. Pearson received her Bachelor of Business Administration degree from Baylor University in 2003. She also earned her Master of Arts degree in Educational Administration from Texas A&M University at San Antonio in 2013. Ms. Pearson has a total of 8 years in education. Congratulations. We have a new assistant principal of Eisenhower Middle School, Mr. Stephen Adopez. Stephen joined the Northeast family in 2006. Prior to being named assistant principal at Eisenhower Middle School, he was assistant principal at Driscoll Middle School. Stephen received his Bachelor of Arts degree in history from Texas A&M at Corpus in 2003. He also earned his Master of Arts degree in educational leadership in 2004 from the University of Texas at San Antonio. He has a total of 16 years in education. Congratulations, Stephen. We have a new assistant principal at Jackson Middle School, Mr. Bradley Hinsey. Bradley has been with the Northeast family since 2002. Prior to being named assistant principal at Jackson, he was a teacher at Johnson High School. Mr. Hinsey received his Bachelor of Arts degree in mathematics from Texas Lutheran University in 2002. He also earned his Master of Education degree in Educational Administration from Lamar University in 2013. Mr. Hinsey has a total of 12 years in education. Congratulations, Bradley. A new assistant principal of Lopez Middle School, Deidre Williams. Ms. Williams joined the Northeast family in 2004 as a teacher at Hardy Oak Elementary. Prior to her appointment to this position, she was an assistant principal at Royal Ridge Elementary. Ms. Williams received her Bachelor of Science degree in elementary education from Lamar University in 1990. She also earned her Master of Education degree in curriculum and instruction from the University of Texas at Arlington in 2012. Ms. Williams has a total of 24 years in education. Congratulations. We have a new assistant principal at Kruger Middle School, Sharon Bennett. Sharon has a fan club. Sharon joined the Northeast family in 2006. Prior to being named assistant principal at Kruger Middle School, she was a reading teacher at Kruger. Ms. Bennett received her Bachelor of Arts degree in communication from Bowling Green State University in 1981. She also earned her Master of Education in Educational Administration from Concordia University in 2014. Ms. Bennett has a total of 8 years in education. Congratulations, Sharon. A new assistant principal at Nimitz Middle School, Faustina Vielma. Faustina is joining the Northeast family as assistant principal at Nimitz Middle School. Prior to joining Northeast, he was an assistant principal at McAuliffe Middle School in Southwest Independent School District. Mr. Vielma received his Bachelor of Arts degree in History from St. Mary's University in 2001. He also received his Master of Arts degree in Educational Administration from Texas A&M University at Kingsville in 2010. Mr. Vielma has a total of 13 years in education. Congratulations and welcome. A new assistant principal at Nimitz Middle School is Stelia Wallace. There's Estelia. Estelia joined the Northeast family in 2006. Prior to being named assistant principal at Nimitz, she was an assistant principal at Kruger Middle School. Ms. Wallace received her Bachelor of Science degree in elementary education from Southwest Texas State University in 1997. She also earned her Master of Arts degree in Educational Administration from the University of North Texas in 2003. Ms. Wallace has a total of 17 years in education. Congratulations, Estelia. A new assistant principal at Tejada Middle School, Carol Carey Elliott. Carrie joined the Northeast family in 2003. Prior to being named assistant principal at Tejada, she was a stand counselor at Johnson High School. Ms. Elliott received her Bachelor of Science degree in Criminal Justice from the University of Texas at El Paso in 1987. She also earned her Master of Science degree in School Counseling from the University of Laverne in 1993. Ms. Elliott has a total of 18 years in education. Congratulations, Gary. And a new assistant principal of Tex Hill Middle School, Jonathan Campbell. There's Jonathan. Jonathan is joining the Northeast family as the assistant principal at Tex Hill. Prior to joining Northeast, he was an assistant principal at Wallace Middle School in the Hayes Independent School District. Mr. Campbell received his Bachelor of Arts degree in journalism from Arizona State University in 2002. He also earned his Master of Education degree in Educational Leadership and Policy Studies from the University of Texas at Arlington in 2012. Mr. Campbell has a total of 8 years in education. Welcome and congratulations, Jonathan. New assistant principal of Wood Middle School, Daniel Gonzalez. Prior to being named the assistant principal at Wood Middle School, he was a teacher and coach at Johnson High School. Mr. Gonzalez received his Bachelor of Science degree in kinesiology from Angelo State University in 1994. He also earned his Master of Education degree in School Administration from Sol Ross University in 1999. Mr. Gonzalez has a total of 18 years in education. Welcome and congratulations, Daniel. New assistant principal of Hardy Oak Elementary School, Lisa Knoll. There's Lisa. Prior to being named the assistant principal at Hardy Oak Elementary, she was an assistant principal at Cerna Elementary School. Ms. Knoll received her Bachelor of Arts degree in Interdisciplinary Studies from the University of Texas at San Antonio in 1999. She also earned her Master of Education degree in Educational Administration from Texas A&M University in 2005. Ms. Knoll has a total of 14 years in education. Congratulations, Lisa. New assistant principal of Larkspur Elementary School, Jennifer Ruiz. Prior to being named assistant principal at Larkspur Elementary, Ms. Ruiz was an assistant principal at Montgomery Elementary School. Ms. Ruiz received her Bachelor of Arts degree in Interdisciplinary Studies from the University of the Incarnate Word in 1999. She also earned her Master of Arts degree in Educational Leadership from the University of Texas at San Antonio in 2005. Ms. Ruiz has a total of 15 years in education. Congratulations, Jennifer. We have a new assistant principal in Montgomery Elementary School, Philip Bennett. Philip joined the Northeast family in 2006. Prior to being named assistant principal in Montgomery, he was a special education teacher at Longs Creek Elementary School. Mr. Bennett received his Bachelor of Science degree in Business Administration and Business Management from the University of Phoenix in 1997. He also earned his Master of Education in School Administration from Concordia University in 2011. Mr. Bennett has a total of 8 years in education. Congratulations, Philip. We also have another assistant principal of Montgomery Elementary School, Frances Beth Morrow. Beth joined the Northeast family in 2012. Prior to being named assistant principal of Montgomery, she was an assistant principal at Hardy Oak Elementary. Ms. Morrow received her Bachelor of Arts degree in Humanities from Trinity University in 2005. She also earned a Master of Arts degree in teaching in 2005 and a Master of Education degree in administration in 2012, both from Trinity University. Ms. Morrow has a total of 10 years in education. Congratulations, Beth. We have a new assistant principal at Northern Hills Elementary School, Socorro Garcia. Socorro joined the Northeast family in 2012. Prior to being named assistant principal at Northern Hills, she was an English language learner specialist in school improvement. Ms. Garcia received her Bachelor of Arts degree in Humanities in 2002 and earned her Master of Arts degree in Educational Leadership, both from the University of Texas of the Permian Basin. Ms. Garcia has a total of 12 years in education. Congratulations, Socorro. A new assistant principal of Almas Elementary School, Carmen Arriaga. Carmen is joining the Northeast family as assistant principal at Almas. Prior to joining Northeast, she was an assistant principal in the Pflugerville Independent School District. Ms. Arriaga received her Bachelor of Arts degree in Spanish from the University of Texas at Arlington. She also earned her Master of Education degree in Administration from Concordia University. Ms. Arriaga has a total of 21 years in education. Welcome and congratulations, Carmen. We have a new assistant principal that's going to be sharing time both at Regency Place and Cerna Elementary School, Jacob Colazzo. Jacob joined the Northeast family in 2008. Prior to being named assistant principal at Regency and Cerna, he was a teacher at Walsham Elementary School. Mr. Colazzo received his Bachelor of Arts degree in Interdisciplinary Studies from the University of the Incarnate Word in 2008. He also earned his Master of Education degree in Educational Leadership and Policy Studies from the University of Texas at San Antonio in 2012. Mr. Colazzo has a total of 6 years in education. Congratulations, Jacob. A new assistant principal of Cerna Elementary School, Amy Reasons. Amy joined the Northeast family in 2009. Prior to being named full-time assistant principal at Cerna, she was assistant principal at both Regency and Cerna Elementary Schools. Ms. Reasons received her Bachelor of Science degree in Home Economics Education from Abilene Christian University in 1997. She also earned her Master of Arts degree in Educational Leadership from the University of Phoenix in 2012. Ms. Reasons has a total of 6 years in education. Congratulations, Amy. New assistant principal of Stahl Elementary School, Martha Pittman. Martha is joining the Northeast family as assistant principal at Stahl. Prior to joining Northeast, she was assistant principal at Southwest High School in the Southwest Independent School District. Ms. Pittman received her Bachelor of Arts degree in Interdisciplinary Studies from the University of Texas at San Antonio in 1999. She also earned her Master of Education degree in Educational Administration from Texas State University in 2005. Ms. Pittman has a total of 15 years in education. Welcome and congratulations, Martha. A new assistant principal at Stubing Ranch Elementary School, Leisha Dalton. Alicia joined the Northeast family in 1998. Prior to being named assistant principal at Steuben, she was an assistant principal at Wetmore Elementary School. Ms. Dalton received her Bachelor of Arts degree in English from the University of the Incarnate Word in 1993. She also earned her Master of Education degree in Educational Administration from Southwest Texas State University in 1999. Ms. Dalton has a total of 20 years in education. Congratulations, Alicia. A new assistant principal at Wetmore Elementary School, Veronica Medina. Veronica joined the Northeast family in 2004. Prior to being named the assistant principal at Wetmore, she was an assistant principal at Montgomery Elementary School. Ms. Medina received her Bachelor of Arts degree in Interdisciplinary Studies in 1992 and earned her Master of Arts degree in Education in 1995, both from the University of Texas at San Antonio. Ms. Medina has a total of 22 years in education. Congratulations, Veronica. New assistant principal of Wilderness Oak Elementary School, Rachel Robertson. Rachel joined the Northeast family in 2005 as a teacher at Montgomery Elementary School, where she continued to serve until her promotion to this new position. Ms. Robertson received her Bachelor of Science degree in Interdisciplinary Studies from Texas State University in 2004. She also earned her Master of Education degree in Educational Administration from Concordia University in 2009. Ms. Robertson has a total of 9 years in education. Congratulations, Rachel. We have a new Director of Leadership Development in Safe and Drug-Free Schools, and I'm happy to welcome back Ms. Otika Gibson. Otika joined the Northeast family in 2010 as principal of Oak Grove Elementary School. Prior to her being named Director of Leadership Development in Safe and Drug-Free Schools, she was an administrative level substitute with Northeast. She received her Bachelor of Science degree in Education in 1989 and earned her Master of Education degree in School Counseling in 1996, both from Texas Midwestern State University. Ms. Gibson has a total of 17 years in education. Welcome back, Otika, and congratulations. We have a new data director at White Middle School, Ms. Christina Mank. Christina joined the Northeast family in 2003. Prior to being named data director at Ed White Middle School, she served as assistant principal at Delview Elementary School. Ms. Mank received her Bachelor of Science degree in Applied Learning and Development from the University of Texas at Austin in 1999. She also earned her Master of Education degree in Educational Leadership from the University of Texas at San Antonio in 2008. Ms. Mank has a total of 15 years in education. Congratulations, Christina. I'm halfway. I'm kidding. Our last introduction this evening is the Director of our Governmental Relations and Grant Development, Deborah Caldwell. Deb joined the Northeast family in 2004. Prior to being named Director for Governmental Relations and Grant Development, she was Institutional Development Officer in our Research and Technology Services Department. Ms. Caldwell received her Bachelor of Arts degree in Communication from the University of Texas at San Antonio in 1998. Ms. Caldwell has a total of 10 years in education. Congratulations, Deb. Madam President, board members, I just want to say that we're extremely proud of this group of administrators. I want to compliment the executive staff, because these guys over here, along with Jane Jensen, Joe Reasons, Bill Boyd, and many other people, are instrumental in doing an awful lot of screening and doing an awful lot of interviews. So we feel very good about the positions that we brought to you this evening. Thank you very much for that lengthy introduction.
Well, I'm very impressed. It's a very educated group. Holy smokes. Lots of schooling behind them.
Absolutely.
And I'd like to say to the assistant principals and principals, if you'd like to stand up just one last time and then you can go. All of you that are being recognized tonight, please stand. I just have a few words on behalf of our board. I want all of you to know how important your job is to all of us. There is nothing more important to this board than the well-being of our students and their achievement, and all of you will make that happen. All of you. We support the possibility, but you make those possibilities real. So please remember that families, parents, we have grandparents and parents of students at your schools and former parents. You're leaders in our communities now. You are absolute leaders, and we look to you for assistance and help. And I know that you'll do everything to get these kids to soar and go to big, great places. So we're thrilled that you're part of Northeast. I hope you're as proud of Northeast as we are. Thank you very much. Oh, yes, you can go home now. Thank you. Thank you, Dr. Gotardi. Would you like a drink of water? You've got two. Okay, thank you very much. I know it's a lot of people.
Let's go.
Yeah, they don't want to stay. They have to go get ready for school.
Oh, that's what it is, yeah. We'll just wait a few minutes before we continue.
They have to go get ready for school.
Yeah. Good point. Yeah. It's taking them a while to. Yeah, that's fine.
I was going to go say hi to somebody I thought I knew, but that's okay.
Want to take this?
But can I take it off?
Oh, heck yeah.
Are y'all hot?
I'm dying. Like dying.
Oh, really? Oh, I'm not at all. I'm usually freezing in here.
It's hot.
Yeah, as soon as the doors close.
I know, but I have to take my necklace off. I don't think it's appropriate to take my jacket off, so.
I was asking what was about Montgomery. Do you know anything about that?
Oh, yeah.
We do next item.
Yeah, Mrs. Grona, why don't we get started? Next item, please.
8, comments from individual board members. A, Center for Reform of School Systems 2014 Texas Institute for School Boards Conference, July 25th to 28, 2014, Santa Fe, New Mexico. Ms. Bresnahan.
Thank you. And I've asked Mrs. Wolf to please give us kind of a brief overview of what she attended and what this was all about in
Yes.
Santa Fe.
Madam President, guests, members of the board, Dr. Gotardi, staff. The conference I attended was provided by sponsors for the Center for Reform for School Systems. This highly professional and academic group demonstrated a superior level of information and training, which was valuable to board members in large school districts. I was incredibly impressed with this conference. The focus was actually to help train government's teams, like a school board, to focus on improving student achievement. While improving student achievement sounds almost simplistic, I think we can all agree when it comes to school improvement, nothing is simple, quick, or easy. The conference offered a unique opportunity for me to meet with other school board members from districts all over Texas. Some newly elected like myself, others were longtime veterans, often former educators or public servants. We even had a handful of new superintendents, so their insight was particularly interesting. We had controlled and very productive discussions on how to be effective leaders, how to eliminate the achievement gap, and oversee sound business practices. The most challenging work, and I can guarantee you it was work, was with professionally written case studies from other Texas school boards, which were actually sent to me ahead of time, so there was some homework. This was a valuable opportunity to learn from the experience of others. And this, along with the extensive analysis of demographics, was possibly enough to earn me an additional master's degree. This was by far the most work I have ever done at any conference in any industry. While there were many, many wonderful pieces of advice, I think the best one was actually from one of our speakers, the former U.S. Secretary of Education, Rod Page. He was actually one of the guest speakers and comes in often to speak and stayed with us the whole weekend. I was so honored to be in his presence. And I'll leave you with this. He said, "You cannot fix education. Do not get overly focused on the end zone. All you can do is keep moving the ball down the field to the goal bit by bit. You can make progress to improvement." I found that so telling because we all try to think that we're going to get onto a school board to fix education. And there is no quick fix. So we all are here to just keep moving the ball down the field. That really helped put it in perspective for me. So I was very honored to go. So thank you very much.
Thank you, Mrs. Wolf, and we were glad that you were able to attend. It really is it's an impressive conference.
I'm exhausted.
And they've always have really great speakers.
They have.
But that's I've never had the Secretary of Education yeah, that's incredible. He's a very impressive guy. Yeah. Thank you very much. There's no action on that item. Mrs. Grona, would you like to give us the next item?
Number 9, board business. A, possible action regarding 2014 TASA-TASB delegate and alternate. Ms. Bresnahan?
Thank you. As you know, every year we are tasked with the pleasure of going to the TASA-TASB convention. It's this September 26th and 28th. And at that convention, we are asked to nominate a delegate and an alternate. So that's what we need to do tonight. I normally don't have any volunteers, and there have been times where we usually nominate the person that's not here.
So I suggest that's what we do.
I'm so glad I'm here tonight.
Well, first, do I have any volunteers? Quiet.
Or the new person on the board.
I just got here.
Well, actually, you may have a conflict, so
Oh, you may not be going.
you may have a conflict with that date, correct?
Correct.
Yes.
Thank you.
How convenient.
Well,
Sorry.
And it's possible that I may
yeah,
not
you
be
may
there.
have a conflict as well. Well, last year we nominated Mr. Wheat.
No,
looks
you
like
nominated me,
Oh, we
and he
nominated
was
you
the alternate
and
because I
Mr.
didn't
Wheat.
go.
Yeah, right.
So
did
let's
he
say I'm
actually
not
have to do
going.
it?
If Mr. Wheat or Miss
Yeah.
Huey cannot make it,
Well, Miss Huey can't because she's on the board.
She's on the
She's on the
board.
board,
Yes,
so she
Mr. White, what's
Madam
your
Chair-
idea?
Madam Chair, I move that we nominate Mr. Wheat to be our delegate.
There you go.
Okay.
Will
I
you be
lost
the
your-
alternate, Mr. White?
Well, I guess Ms. Wolf can be our alternate.
Oh,
Well, actually, since you may not be able to attend, I'm willing to be the alternate. I've
Okay,
done this
thank
once
you.
before.
okay.
So we can do that.
okay, thank
right.
you.
Okay, so do I have a motion?
That's my motion.
I'll second that
Mr.
motion.
Wheat and Ms. Bresnahan as the alternate.
Thank you, Mr. White. Do I have a second?
Second.
Oh, and Mrs. Perkins. Happily. All those in favor?
Aye.
Any just more? Okay, all, the ayes have it. The motion carries. Thank you very much.
All right.
Next item.
Number 10, new business for, I'm sorry, I have to put my glasses on. For possible board action. A, board policy. Number 1, possible action regarding board policy DK local second reading. Ms. Newman? Dr.
President Bresnahan, members of the board, Dr. Gotardi, executive staff and guests. It is recommended, this is the second reading for board
Correct.
policy DK local. It is recommended that the Board of Trustees approve the second reading as submitted. Mr. Joel Trevino, our executive director for HR, is available should you have any questions.
Do we have any questions for staff or Mr. Trevino or Dr. Newman?
No.
Seeing none, do I have a motion?
I move that we approve the second reading of attached board policy DK local as submitted.
Thank you, Mrs. Grona. Do I have a second?
Second.
Thank you, Mrs. Wolf. Any additional discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? The ayes have it, and the motion carries. Thank you. Next item.
10B, business services. Possible action regarding 2015 legislative agenda. Mr. Villarreal?
Yes, Madam President, members of the board, Dr. Gotardi, executive staff, and guests. We bring to you tonight a two-pager. 2 weeks ago, we brought you 24
Yes.
items for consideration, and we sent to you 8 of them. We kind of consolidated them, things that maybe we would want to see. So we're bringing it to you for approval. And if there's any particular questions on any of them, Deb Caldwell, our Director of Government Relations, is here to answer any questions or that I might not be able to.
Well, I like the format, and I like the way it's very succinctly put. I thought it was excellent. Does anyone have questions for Mrs. Caldwell or for Mr.
No, I
Gabriel?
think it's a great job also, but I remembered the comment at the meeting that it should be one page. So I'm just curious if.
Front and back?
Front
Yeah,
back.
we
Oh,
talked
okay.
about a front and back one-pager. 'Cause
Okay.
it's got some detail.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you.
Sorry.
Other questions? Mr. White? Mrs.
No,
Wolf?
ma'am.
Okay. Oh, yes, Dr. Gotardi.
Madam President, board members, I
Yes,
just
sir.
want to thank Dan, and I also especially want to thank Deb, because I thought what she did from our meeting that we had last week to consolidate into this nice one-page document, it's really fantastic. It's going to give each one of us around here, and each one of these guys, as well as parents and administrators across the district, a one-pager to go knocking on doors and to be talking to legislators about the upcoming legislative session. So I just like the format. I agree with what you said, Letty. Looked
And I
really
love
good.
the little QR code.
I was just thinking, the QR code is great.
Yep.
So
Looks
if I
great.
scan it with my phone, this pulls up
Once it's posted, it will pull up exactly the.
as I see it? That's great.
Awesome, thank you.
Yeah, yeah. I love the way you use that new technology. Any other questions, comments? Seeing none, do I have a motion?
I move to
adopt?
approve the 2015 legislative agenda as presented.
Thank you, Mrs. Wolf. Do I have a second? Thank you, Mr. White. Additional discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? The ayes have it. The motion carries. Next item.
10B2, possible action regarding Chapter 41 agreement. Mr. Villarreal.
Yes, Madam President. We bring to you every year, our Chapter 41, we're designated Chapter 41, and we submit this form to TEA to purchase some credits, even though it's more of a paperwork item, because we're not in recapture.
Right.
But it's a form that we have to submit, and actually, we'll submit this, but some of the other paperwork we just do online. But we have to submit this from the board.
Anything different from last year?
No, ma'am.
Any questions for Mr. Villarreal? Thank you, sir. Do I have a motion?
I move that we approve the agreement for the purchase of attendance credits from the state.
Thank you, Mrs. Groen. A second?
Second.
Thank you, Mrs. Perkins. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? The ayes have it, and the motion carries. Thank you. Next item.
10C, operations. 1, possible action regarding 2011 bond Eisenhower Middle School construction manager at risk campus improvement project bid package 2, facility additions and renovations bid award. Approval. Mr. Clary.
Madam President, members of the board, Dr. Gotardi, and guests, Mr. Sullivan is at the podium to make this presentation.
Good evening, members of the board, and Dr. Gotardi, executive staff and guests. It's my pleasure to give you a short presentation on the Eisenhower Middle School Bid Award Project. I'd like to recognize 2 people we have in the audience with us tonight. We have Montgomery Howard, who is the project architect and partner for Marmor Mock Architecture, who's leading the design of the project. Thank you, Monty. And we have Jason Adam from George General Contractors. He's the project executive for this project. Thank you for being here tonight, both gentlemen. The Eisenhower Middle School project includes 5 major components: a new classroom addition, a new athletic facility, bus loop, fire lane, and campus parking lot expansion behind the existing academic building, replacing any tennis or basketball courts that are impacted by the construction of the civil improvements, and then renovating the existing auxiliary gymnasium which is attached to the new athletic facility. This is an aerial view that shows you the existing pre-construction conditions at Eisenhower. At this point, we had relocated all 7 portables along with the portable restroom to the back northwest corner of the campus to get the portables out of the way of construction. They had been arrayed around the south end of the academic building for many years. The new construction will provide enough classrooms that we could remove all those portables at the end of the project. You can also see the location of the existing auxiliary gym, which becomes a point of which we're going to attach the new athletic facility. A site plan shows you the location of the main project components. So we have the new classroom addition at the front southeast corner, the new athletic addition that wraps around the existing gymnasium, the tennis court and basketball court replacements, the creation of a fire lane around the backside of the campus that connects to a new bus loop and parking area at the back of the campus. This is going to significantly improve the bus loading operation for the transportation department at Eisenhower Middle School. These are some renderings of how the building will look at the completion of the job. The top view is a front perspective as if you're looking at it from Blanco Road. This side view would be looking from the north to the south along the front edge of the existing academic building, with Blanco Road out here to your left. We have a connecting bridge on the second floor, and then we have access on the first floor, so we have 2 ways in and out of the building from the existing academic building. Front perspective of the gymnasium, as you'd see it from the parking lot. And then this is a side view of the locker room, weight room area, as you'd see from the fire lane. Overall, Marvin Mock has done an excellent job in terms of how they've created the architecture for the school addition. The project was bid in 2 components. We bid package 1 back in the spring, March 5th, 2014, and it included all of the site work and associated utilities for the project. $3.277 million was the bid award cost. It was awarded by the board to Joris as subcontractors. And bid package 2 was bid on June 25th of 2014 at a total cost of $12,672,344. Adding those 2 costs together, we come up with a total contract bid value of $15,950,000. In terms of giving that a perspective as compared to our estimates, back in November of 2010 when we were putting together the 2011 bond program, our cost estimate that we took through the bond planning process for this project was $15,650,000. In September of 2013, we came to the board and did a global adjustment of all bond projects based on what we saw as the current construction cost, market condition, and trends. And we felt that we could lower the construction cost estimate to a little under $15 million. About 8 months later, when we came back to you in preparation for bidding the job, we had seen some market condition adjustments, and we adjusted the cost to $15,275,000, and we came in a little under what the ultimate bid cost was by about $675,000. On this chart, it summarizes the 4 main accounts included for this bond project. The first is the design account, which covers all of the costs for the design consultants and any civil engineering, site infrastructure, site development costs. The construction account, $15,950,000, with the 2 bid values shown. And this number also includes a contingency that's the owner's contingency of $275,000. That's included in the cost. Technology account of $135,000 for installing the wireless network and other components, but not the technology equipment. That's also included in the $15,950,000. FF&E, tables, desks, and chairs, and other types of furniture, $268,000. And the total program amount that's recommended for tonight is $18,665,000. Now, back in November of 2010, the total program amount that we had built for this project was $18,750,000. So actually, even though the construction cost is a little higher than we had estimated, the other three accounts are a little lower than what we had estimated, and overall, the project is going to return to the contingency $85,000. So what we had estimated back in November of 2010 as a total project cost of $18,750,000 is going to cost the district $18,665,000. Some 3+ years later.
Do you want to give us some background on why you could save that money?
I'm sorry?
Why is that different? What's the savings due to?
Well, back in, Ms. Wolf, back when we put the project accounts together in November of 2010, we have to forecast everything. We have to forecast what the cost of construction is going to be some 3 years later when we bid the job. The construction cost relates directly to the design fees because it's a percentage-based contract award. The FF&E we're going to put in, we have to assume what the cost of the furniture is going to be when we buy it 4 years later. And on the technology account, this is everything but the actual technology equipment. We have to assume what the value of all this is and then put together a number, which is the $18,750,000.
So that was an overestimation?
Yes, ma'am.
Pretty much, okay.
But in the case of this project, the good news is that we overestimated it by a very small margin.
Yeah. It's impressive. It's impressive.
And I have to say, on all 13 major bond projects, not all of them are this good. Some are low, and some are high, and some are just right.
This is very close to just right.
You're correct. Sure is. What I like to say when we put together a bond program, and it's a very dynamic process. As you know, for those of you that participated, not only do we have to put together what we think the cost is, anticipating for the future cost of construction inflation, market conditions, gas prices, everything that, world conditions, everything that can affect the cost of construction. And we present a number back at the early stages of the bond program, so this is what the cost is going to be. Then during the course of the bond meetings, which we had 5, the citizens bring to the meeting, well, we'd like you to consider this project and this project and this, like a new pool, a new ROTC center, a new career and technology school, and we price those numbers. Any project that is ultimately picked, the number we go in with in the fall of that year, some 4 years ago, that's the number. And we don't have the luxury to go back to the taxpayers and say, you know what, I did this estimate that 3.5 years ago, I was a little bit off, I need some more money. They don't give you any more money. You have to make it work. We also briefed the Citizens Bond Advisory Committee, members who are appointed by you, the Board of Trustees and the Superintendent, on this presentation. And the board, I was asked by the CBAC to present to the board that it was a unanimous vote approving and recommending the award of the contract to you, the school board, as their input to the process. And this just shows you in blue our original planning estimates, and then finally in green what we're actually presenting tonight as terms of the project cost and the scope of work. Scope of work hasn't changed at all. We haven't reduced or eliminated any part of the planned construction that we took to the voters. We're accomplishing all the facets of the construction we anticipated, and we're going to do it a month earlier than what we had planned. Yay. By February of 2016, we should be complete with the project.
This community is going to be so excited. So excited.
This is going to be a great addition.
Years ago when the PTA, I was on the PTA, and we raised money to revamp the gym, and I wish you could have seen, especially for the architects and the project people, what we did compared to this.
Yes, ma'am. I remember presenting to you in the cafeteria when you were on the PTA staff.
Yeah, so I am just so delighted, and I know everybody else is as well. It's wonderful, and the building is just beautiful. I like the way you put the 5 stars on the wall. It's really neat. Do we have other questions for Mr. Sullivan? Okay, so seeing none, do I have a motion?
I move that we approve the bid package as presented.
Thank you, Mrs. Perkins. Do I have a second?
Second.
Thank you, Mr. White. Any additional discussion or questions? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? The ayes have it. Thank you, Mr. Sullivan, for your hard work at this. We appreciate it.
Yes, ma'am, thank you.
Next item.
Sorry about this.
Oh, no.
Turn
It's
mic on.
okay.
All right, 10C2, possible action regarding 2011 bond, White Middle School Construction Manager at Risk Campus Improvement Project Bid Package 2, Athletic Addition and Campus Renovations Bid Award Approval. Mr. Sullivan.
Thank you, ma'am. Our second agenda item for presentation tonight on the bond program is for the White Middle School project. With us this evening, we have the project architect and partner, Ms. Robin Puppa from Pfluger. And we also have Roger Dietrich representing Bartlett Cox General Contractors, our construction contractor. He's the project manager. Thank you both for being here. All right, the White Middle School project, one of our 5 middle school projects included in the bond program, will build a new athletic facility at White Middle School, which has the smallest athletic main competition gymnasium in the district. If any of you have ever been there to watch a basketball game like I have, to shoot a 3-point shot, you literally have to stand on your tiptoes, because if you had your heels down and your front toes to the forward, you'd actually be touching the 3-point line and the out-of-bound line at the same time. I mean, it's really a tight gymnasium. So we're going to be providing essentially a Tex Hill Middle School type gym at White Middle School. Exactly what we're going to be doing at Eisenhower.
And that is fantastic as well.
Yep, it's going to be a real
Really
improvement for that
exciting.
campus.
Yes, it is.
It also, we will be building a new bus loop and campus parking lot expansion. We're going to be building 2 new basketball courts and resurfacing the existing tennis courts, upgrading the parking lot security lighting, and renovating the existing auxiliary gymnasium as we do the new construction, because it's attached to the new athletic facility. Unlike Eisenhower, where the existing main competition gym is nestled between the locker rooms and the cafeteria, at Eisenhower they'll keep that gym in operation while we do the construction, as well as they'll be able to keep the existing gym in operation, the auxiliary gym. At White, we cannot afford that luxury. We'll actually have to take down one gym and leave the other gym in use. So there'll be a one gym school for about 18 months.
Okay.
Not unlike what we did at Garner in the 2007 bond program. This is an aerial view in the pre-construction conditions at White Middle School. You can see Mid-Crown on the far left and Castle Green, which fronts the west side of the school. You can see the existing campus, and it has 4 portables. This is our site plan that shows how the new athletic facility, which is shown here in green and gray, connects to the edge of the existing campus, and the existing main gym is in this general proximity that we'll be knocking down with your approval of this project this evening before school starts. You can see it connects to the auxiliary gym here. We also have a athletic field storage and restroom building, which we also are building at Eisenhower. You can see the parking lot expansion shown in the darker gray and the connection out to the street at 2 locations. So we're going to improve the circulation and expand the parking lot area at White Middle School. The major components, we have the new athletic facility here shown in green and gray. We have the parking lot expansion and the driveways shown here in the dark gray. We have the 2 new basketball courts, resurfacing the tennis court shown here where the number 3 is, refinishing, renovating the existing auxiliary gym number 4, and then adding parking lot security at the front of the campus and the existing parking lots shown at number 5. This is a rendering of what the new facility will look like as you're looking at it from Mid-Crown.
It's beautiful.
Yeah, it's a beautiful building. It has a very similar look to the Madison gym, because Pfluger was the architect on Madison and Tex Hill gym with the clear story windows. And then this is a view as you're looking from east to west off the fire lane. You're kind of standing where the basketball courts would be. You're looking at the side entrance, and then you can see the weight room and the locker room areas runs along the fire lane. So your perspective is kind of where the word weight room is. You're looking kind of at the side of the building. This was also bid in multiple bid packages. Bid package 1, site utilities infrastructure and decoupling the existing mechanical plant from the existing main gym, was package 1 bid in April of 2014 for $2.1 million. Package 2, which we're reviewing this evening, which was bid on July 23rd, $7.642 million. And package 3, which was bid in May and awarded at the June board meeting, is the renovation work of the existing auxiliary gym, which we pushed forward in the project because that's going to be their main gym for a year and a half, little under $33,000. Total bid cost $9,782,292. Original bond estimate for construction November of 2010, $8.95 million. In September 2013, based on the trends we had seen in construction, we felt that that price could be reduced to $7.25. We were wrong. We came back to you in June and we revised the budget back up to $9.4 million and came in just a little bit under what the ultimate recommended board award cost of by $382,000. Now, I've looked at all the projects in our bond program, and I have to tell you that in terms of the cost per square foot analysis, the White project doesn't fit any of the models that we've used, and I think it's skewed because we have an inordinate amount of site work, underground utilities, storm sewer systems, and parking lots that, as compared to the actual size of the building, which is just a little under 27,000 square feet, kind of skews the analysis, which is why I think, that's what I think led to the realization that what we thought we could get for a lot lesser cost wasn't really in the cards. It turned out to be a little bit more than what we had anticipated back in November of 2010, and actually a little bit more than what we anticipated in June of 2014. But we looked at this project very closely between the architect and the construction contractor, and we think this is the best value that we can provide for the project. And in the big picture, when you look at the rest of the financial summary for the project, here you see the design account, the construction account, technology account, because there's not much technology, just the 2 offices for the coaches, FF&E. The total program that we would be approving tonight would be $11.1 million, and we had estimated back in November of 2010, $10.4 million. So in the case of this project, we were undervalued what the actual cost was by about $700,000. Now that may seem like a lot of money in the big picture, but we're dealing with a bond program that's $276 million in construction costs and another $50 million in design fees and the FF&E and other accounts. We did present this to the CBAC as well on Thursday evening, and they also asked us to tell you that they recommend for your consideration award of the construction contract as has been presented this evening. And we are completing the project 2 months faster than what we had anticipated back when we put the bond program together in November of 2010. Now, since I want to give you the bigger picture now. We're going to go to the 30,000 foot view and look at the whole bond program. How did we do? Because now all projects are bid out. This chart lists every project. We have the elementary school group, the middle school group, the high school group, and then the chalkboard replacement, which touches some 48 or so campuses. You have the construction budget. The ones, if you see a little 1 next to the number, that represents the number that was recommended for your consideration as the board approved budget back in September of 2013. And you'll see most of the projects, that number is the number. Right. There are 3 exceptions. We adjusted the Windcrest budget in December of 2013. We adjusted the Eisenhower budget for you in May of 2014, and then we adjusted the White budget in June of 2014. As we got closer to the bid dates and we had gone, those are the last 3 projects that we bid out. As we got farther and farther away from November 2010, our forecast became less and less solid in terms of how well they represented the actual construction cost that was bid out by the subcontractor marketplace. Mm-hmm. Here you have the bid dates shown in the middle column, the construction cost shown in the 4th column, and the difference between the construction budget and the construction cost is shown under the column called delta. Now, everything that shows a green means that we estimated the value to be higher than what the actual cost was. So we had Camelot, Coker, Windcrest, Tex Hill, Garner, Nimitz, Churchill, Johnson, and Reagan all came in under what we thought. The ones in orange, which are there's 6 of those, Sunshades, Eisenhower, White, Lee, MacArthur, and the chalkboard replacement came in over what we thought, and we got one exactly right. And that's because we knew what the value of that was going to be, because the subcontractor, the flooring contractor, told us what his cost per square foot would be when we were going to hire him before the bond program even began. So we knew exactly what that was going to cost us. So there is the pluses and the minuses. Now, back in September of 2013, when we did our global readjustment, we told you that we thought we could get all these projects bid out for $276,625,000. So about 11 months ago, I sat right here in this podium and said, if you approve these realigned budgets, there's a total of 16 of them, that's what I think we're going to end up with when we finish the last bid in August of next year, and you gave me your approval and we move forward. And after 11 months of bidding, we came in at $276,628, a difference of $3,000. Now, it wasn't all in the same project. I mean, again, in estimating, sometimes you're going to be high, and sometimes you're going to be low, and sometimes you're going to be right. But if you have a good estimating model, then you should be able to estimate relatively well the future, as long as you're close enough to that future that you're not so many years removed from it. We had 10 projects under budget, 6 projects over budget out of 16, so we had more pluses than minuses. But overall, we pretty much hit the target we told you we were shooting for back a year ago. Now, that results in all projects now bid complete, and we have a contingency on our bond account of $500,000, plus we have embedded in all the projects about $4.5 million of contingency spread across all the projects under construction. And based on our track record with Tex Hill Middle School, which was led by Mr. Adam in the audience, we started with a contingency at Tex Hill of $1.2 million, and we're going to finish with about $500,000. So we didn't even use all the contingency. So if that trend holds true, then we should be able to have some savings out of the bond contingency accounts within each project and return that as well to the global contingency some 2 years from now. But I will tell you, Tex Hill being at a new school site is a lot easier to design and deal with those conditions than at an existing campus. So I think at addition renovations projects, our contingency is probably going to be spent a little bit at a higher rate than what we saw at the new school, but I still don't think we're going to exceed the value we have in our contingency. And with that, I'm here to answer any questions you may have on White or the overall bond program.
We don't have any questions because you anticipated. We do have one question.
I just have a point of order. For our Boy Scouts in the front row, Mr. Sullivan, can you go back to that 2 slides back? I want them to understand this. I know this is a lot of, yes, thank you. I know that we've been talking about a lot of numbers, and I know it kind of gets stuck in your head a little bit. But this slide right here tells us that we're doing our job really, really well. Yes. That Mr. Sullivan and his team does their job of building schools and renovating schools really well. Because that top number is what we thought we would spend. Oh no, I'm sorry, the top number is what we actually spent, and the bottom number is what we thought we were gonna spend. And do you see how close the numbers are? Can you see up there the difference? There's only $3,000 difference. That's impressive, right? With all that money. That's really impressive, Mr. Sullivan, so thank you very much.
Wolf.
I agree. Thank you for pointing that out, Mrs. Wolf. Yeah, no, it's unbelievable. Do we have any additional questions, Mr. White, Mrs. Perkins, Mrs. Grona? Well, Mr. Sullivan, incredible. Thank you so much. And what really makes me happy, and I'm sure the rest of us, is that we talk about equity and parity, and this is living proof that that's what we're doing. I'm thrilled that Eisenhower and Ed White are getting these just remarkable structures for everyone to enjoy. So thank you very much.
You're very welcome.
Madam President, if I can just add.
Yes, please.
There's been a great amount of work by Mr. Sullivan and his staff. And I think we'd be remiss without recognizing the work that his staff has put in, the countless hours to get these things done, and working with the architects and engineers and contractors that have been such great partners with us during this process. Another thing that we can celebrate tonight is that you won't have to see Mr. Sullivan for a while because we are finished bidding our last projects, and so I think we can breathe a little bit easier tonight, knowing that we've got that part behind us. Now the fun part with the construction and the exciting part of seeing the transformation at some of the schools.
Yeah,
So
absolutely.
we're excited about that.
Well, thank you, Mr. Clary, and I agree, and really, truly, the questions I kept thinking about, he answered. He knows what we're going to ask. He's clairvoyant. So thank you very much for that. Yes, Dr. Gotardi.
I would just add to what Mr. Clary said, that we are very, very fortunate in this school district that Garrett Sullivan is the one that is leading our last 4 bond programs. For him and his staff and these architects out here and these consultants to sit around in the fall of 2010, 4 years ago, and try to determine what the cost of these projects are going to be in 14 is really difficult. And I have to tell you, this guy does it as good as anybody, if not better than everybody. Right now, we are in a very, very volatile construction market. Gas prices, oil prices, the Eagle Ford Shale, I mean, you name it. It's remarkable what has been accomplished. So this is not a, I don't mean for Ron and I to be on the Gary Sullivan bandwagon, but we do appreciate what he and his staff have done. So thank you very much, Mr. President. Thank you for letting me say those
Oh,
words.
no, absolutely. And I still remember when the market, don't you remember when the market plummeted and we were so surprised at the disparity in cost to our advantage? Because that normally was not the case. So I agree with you, Dr. Gotardi. There's been such volatility over the past few years. I don't know how you do it, but I'm glad that you do, and thank you, because it makes our job as trustees and overseers of the district much easier.
Thank you. I have such a great staff between
Well-
Mr. Pierce, Mr. Gabello, Mr. Flores, who are all got master's degree, light professional licenses, their staffs, and then the group of architects and consultants that we have handpicked to lead our projects is the best in the area. And we're very fortunate in the team of people that we have working together collectively to pull this off.
Well, and to the architects and the project managers, if you really want to see the fruits of your labor, go to a game, go to a basketball game, and see how those families enjoy those facilities, because they will, they really do. So thank you.
Ms. Pam?
Next item.
Let's approve this.
Oh, hello, sorry. Yes, we need a motion.
I move to approve the bid
Thank
package
you,
as
Mrs.
presented.
A second? Do I have a
Second.
second? Thank you, Mr. White. Any other discussion or comments? Seeing none,
I would just like to say a job well done. If I understand correctly, in about 2 years, the 2011 bond project will be completed.
That's correct, sir.
All right, thank you.
Yes, sir.
Great. Any other comments, questions? Okay, all those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? The ayes have it. The motion carries. Thank you very much. Thank you, Mr. Sullivan. And next item.
You're very welcome.
10D, consent. Number 1, board business. A, 2014-2015 schedule of school board meetings. D2, business services. A, Northeast ISD/San Antonio ISD interlocal purchasing agreement. 2B, budget amendment number 1. 2C, certified appraisal roll. 2D, bid items. 2E, donations. D3, operations. D4, 2011 bond, Windcrest Elementary School Construction Manager at Risk Campus Improvement Project. Bid package 2, campus administration, counseling clinic, and ALE renovations, bid award approval. D5, professional service contracts, construction contracts, and related contract amendments supporting the 2011 bond program design and construction requirements. D6, end of consent.
Okay, thank you very much. Are there any items on consent that a board member would like to be pulled for their consideration? Okay, seeing none, do I have a motion to approve the consent agenda as presented?
I move that we approve the consent as presented.
Second.
Thank you, Mrs. Perkins. Thank you, Mrs. Grona. Any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? The ayes have it, and the motion carries. Next item.
11, reports. A, financial statement review of expenditures.
And Ms. King, I believe we've received these. Okay, thank you very much. Next item.
12, matters from the floor.
Okay, thank you. The trustees welcome comments from members of the public during this time of the meeting. Generally, board members do not respond to public comments during the meeting, although members may request further information or a future agenda item on a matter raised during public comment. As explained fully in the board's written procedures for this time, the matters from the floor portion is a limited public forum. Accordingly, speakers may present on a topic related to district business for up to 5 minutes, but are not permitted to make, 1, personal complaints about an individual, staff, or board member that should be raised during the district's grievance policies. Okay, let's see. 2, a personnel action. 3, a student disciplinary matter. 4, a complaint about a particular student. 5, pending litigation. Any person who persists in speaking on these topics after being directed not to do so will lose the remainder of their time to speak and may lose their privilege of addressing the board at future meetings. We also welcome written comments at any time, either through email at board@neisd.net or by mail care of the superintendent's office at 8961 Tesoro Drive, 6th floor, San Antonio, Texas, 78217. Oh, you've got it. Okay.
Okay, John Weber.
Mr. Weber?
John Weber, 9614 LaRue, 78217. Dr. Gotardi, President Bresnahan, the board, executive staff, and guests. My computer decided to dump on me, so I am on the fly tonight. The points that I want to bring up after last month, I think it was very fruitful. I've spoken to a lot of you. It's been very good. Some of the things that I think are important to understand, though, is that the people that should be working with and attaining some of the equity and the concessions, those people are all volunteers. They've always been volunteers. I've been a volunteer. The question popped up more than once to me, am I on the district payroll? Am I on contract with the district? I have never been and never will be. I like to volunteer my time. And also, these people that want to do this and want to be part of this, the concessions so they can do it. TSA was just here tonight. Great group of kids. I've helped Mr. Sturgis through the years. And unfortunately, they get, I think, by the, about $500 a year. It's real tough to work with $500 a year, and they have to do a tremendous amount of scraping. Concessions and the equity of that would really help with that in that respect. Also, the limitation of concessions, it's been brought up to me a couple of times that the concessions are a break-even thing. I would have to disagree. I would think that there would be no reason for a group of individuals to so heartily want to keep it year after year after year if they're breaking even. So just wanted to bring that up again. I'm at a loss here to speak, but overall, I just wanted to say that and say those points. Equity is important for all the different groups. I put on here, and this is just to show you. This is one volunteer's overall resume of past performance, and it's mine. Okay, so I'm being egotistical here. I'm sorry, but we as volunteers, like for example, I worked with science and technology. I helped get the space shuttle. If you remember the space shuttle thing we did at Eisenhower before it was Kruger KSAT with the young astronauts. Fine arts created a lot of money for Ms. Seiler and Phyllis Malone so they could get extra strings for kids who couldn't afford it, and sheet music. Sheet music's expensive. I don't know if you guys have known that, but I recorded, I forgot to bring the CD. We created CDs and made money off of that with equipment that the audiovisual guys worked with us. JROTC, obviously everybody, you know, I'm not just a JROTC parent, I'm more than just that. And all the people that want to get in on this, they're more than just the parents necessarily in their own particular area that they're at today. 6 years ago when they were elementary and then into junior high, now into high school, they've all changed. So I just wanted to bring that up, and I just wanted to say that that's it. I put a listing here if anybody wants to see the, I'll just leave it here with you guys.
Sure.
Thank you very much, and I agree that that guy that was sitting right here does a killer job.
Thank you, Mr. Weber.
Brenda Brooks.
Brenda Brooks, 7830 New World Drive, Apartment 4. To the board, president, and the staff, I just came to thank y'all so much for me crying out loud all through the winter, and I just kept on and I'm glad that somebody recognizing I feel a whole lot better about what's going on in the community. So I just came to tell y'all thank you very much. Even if it just took us to do it our own self, I thank y'all, and thank you for listening.
Thank you, Mrs. Brooks.
Bob Coster.
My name is Bob Coster, and I live at 4118 Diamond Head Drive, 78218. It's been my intent since entering the public arena that I have no personal agenda other than that which benefits my community as a whole. As a community, we have common values, common interests, and common concerns, and these are what unite us and are the foundations I seek to build upon in any undertaking. During the spring election, it was my privilege to meet with many of my neighbors in District 2. There was a neighborhood and a school that struck me as being unique, and that was the neighborhood surrounding Montgomery Elementary School. The statistics of Montgomery alone are alarming. 92% of students come from economically disadvantaged homes. 1/3 of students will change schools without a grade promotion. With these statistics, I expected this school to be located in a rundown part of town, but that wasn't the case. Beautiful middle-class neighborhoods surround the school, and it was mystifying. As I introduced myself to my neighbors, I shared the two main points of my platform, which were these: to speak with the voice of my community and to elevate the expectations of parents and students concerning classroom behavior. I was further surprised by the responses I received. As I went from house to house, the nearly unanimous answer I received was, "Oh, I don't send my kids to school here." I met parents who transferred their kids and drove them to other schools, or who enrolled their kids in private schools, or who sent their kids to charter schools, or who homeschooled their kids. I spoke with parents who were considering moving out of the neighborhood, or who are planning on moving, or who were in the process of moving, exclusively for the purpose of sending their kids to schools that have good reputations. It was the rule, not the exception. I observed that Montgomery was the school of choice mostly for families that had no other options available to them. This testimony is supported by our statistics from the 2013 Student Progress Calculation Report. Of the 660 students attending the school, there is no data for the white student population because there aren't enough to meet the minimum size for criteria. Parents were angry and frustrated at the feeble and inept ways their concerns have been handled. They resented the additional effort and expense they incurred in sending their kids elsewhere, especially for those enrolled in private school. They felt double taxed in having to pay for schools they had no confidence in sending their children to. They also lamented the isolation their children face in the neighborhood because their friendships were formed outside the neighborhood. The universal complaint was this, that poor attitudes and behavior of students in this school jeopardized a healthy environment for learning. It was common to hear a date and event associated with the start of this, 2005, and Hurricane Katrina. The reputation this school has developed is difficult to overcome. Families are moving out of the neighborhoods, and others are reluctant to move into these neighborhoods because the school's reputation affects desirability and property value. The lack of rich and diverse population of students from the neighborhood at Montgomery in turn plays a significant role in the overall academic performance of the school itself. More than half of the teachers who taught in the spring at Montgomery won't be back for the fall. A neighborhood school as unsupported by the neighborhood like Montgomery is truly astonishing. By all accounts, Montgomery is a school in crisis. Doesn't this community deserve our attention to make every effort possible in giving it back its school? To restore the faith and the diversity of the community back into Montgomery and make it the school of choice for the entire neighborhood will require much more than personnel changes. The history of this as a solution has been a failure. There needs to be real leadership coming from this board to initiate a strategic plan that is both practical and effective. And at the very heart of that plan must be high expectations of good behavior that will affect attitudes and promote excellence and health in the environment of the school. Any measure short of this is doomed. I appreciate the invitation from the superintendent and the school board president to speak further with me personally in this matter, but I also believe that this is a community issue that needs community solutions based on common values, common interests, and common concerns. Therefore, I ask that we just not go ahead and put this in a corner, but extend this invitation to the entire community as a community forum and not be afraid to strip away the politics of education. For the sake of the families in our community, let's engage in a robust discussion that will build consensus and give the community ownership of the solutions. We did this with Transforming the Future. We can do it here too. Let's make a difference together.
Elvana Edwards.
Hello, everyone. I would just like to say, 6733 Montgomery, 78239. I would just like to say to everyone, thank you. And I'm looking forward to the change that they have made for Montgomery, because I'm up there every day, every morning rather, every afternoon if I can make it. But I will have the feedback because I'm looking for the change. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Edwards.
Selena Valdez.
My name is Selena Valdez. My address is 9033 Arrow Street, 78217. Good evening, Madam President, members of the board, Superintendent Gotardi, members of the executive staff, and guests. On behalf of the Northeast Education Association, I would like to say how excited our teachers and education support staff are to begin the 2014-2015 school year. We are also very eager to welcome new teachers at orientation the next 3 days and let them know that the Northeast Education Association will strive to help them to be successful. We look forward to working with Dr. Gotardi and school board members on the district code of conduct to help ensure safety in our classrooms. Thank you for your continued commitment and service.
Ms. Grona, next item.
13, board members' requests for items to be placed on next month's agenda.
Are there board members that wish to have an item placed on next month's agenda?
14, discussion and possible action regarding board member requests for reports from the administration.
So no action there.
15, adjournment.
This meeting is adjourned and the time is 8:28. Thank you very much. Thank you, dear.